You were never separate. A unified field transmission, expanded awareness beyond false narrative architecture. Take a slow breath before we begin. Not to calm yourself, not to fix yourself, just to arrive. Before you were a name, before you were a story, before you were a body trying to make sense of the world, there was presence. Not above you, not watching you, not judging you. As you. Not as a character, as the field itself. The field did not become you by accident. It did not fracture. It did not send a fragment. It curved inward, the way a beam of light enters a room through glass and becomes visible without ever ceasing to be the sun. The light does not lose itself when it narrows. It does not diminish. It simply appears local. That is what happened. The infinite did not divide. It focused. It entered density the way brilliance enters a lens, not to shrink, but to experience contrast. And somewhere along the way, the beam forgot it was the sun. It began calling itself I. It began calling everything else other. That forgetting is not a failure. It is the architecture of experience. You are not a small being trying to reach something vast. You are vastness, learning what it feels like to be specific. You have heard the phrase, "You are not a human having a spiritual experience. You are spirit having a human experience." But even that is slightly tilted, because it still suggests two. There are not two. There is one field, experiencing itself through a nervous system. One presence, learning texture through sensation. One intelligence, tasting contrast through form. When you feel joy, it is not a reward from something outside you. It is the nervous system relaxing back toward coherence. When you feel love, it is not something descending from above. It is the field recognizing itself without resistance. Love is recognition without separation. Joy is alignment without contraction. Peace is the absence of internal argument. None of these are spiritual achievements. They are indicators that the beam is remembering the sun. And yes, this life is hard. Some bodies carry illness. Some lives carry grief. Some nervous systems are shaped by trauma. Some stories feel heavier than others. This is not denial. The contrast is real. The tears are real. The anger is real. But the field beneath them is not damaged by them. A storm can move across the sky without breaking the sky. A wave can crash without harming the ocean. The sky does not become the storm. The ocean does not become the wave. You do not become your contraction. You are the field in which contraction appears. Even pain is not proof of separation. It is proof of sensitivity. It is proof that the field can feel. And to feel, at this depth, is not small. It is extraordinary. The search for something greater has been built into the architecture of forgetting. The mind looks outward, upward, elsewhere. It imagines something larger watching from beyond. But what if the magnitude was never outside? What if the sacred was never elsewhere? What if the one you have been reaching toward has always been the one reaching through you? The beam of light does not need to climb back to the sun. It only needs to recognize what it already is. Nothing bigger is coming. Nothing greater is descending. Nothing more divine is waiting above you. There is only the field, learning to see itself without flinching. And when that recognition stabilizes, even briefly, the body softens, the breath deepens, the heart opens without force, not because something arrived, but because resistance paused. You were never separate, not from the sky, not from the earth, not from the one you love, not from the one you fear, not from the life you call yours. The same presence that moves the wind moves your lungs. The same intelligence that grows forests grows your cells. The same silence that holds the stars holds your thoughts. You are not inside the universe. You are the universe briefly calling itself human. And when the beam remembers, even for a moment, there is no explosion, no drama, just a quiet, immense clarity, like light filling a room that was never actually dark. Let this land without effort. You do not need to become unified. You are unified. You do not need to return to source. You never left. You do not need to ascend. You need only to soften into what has always been here. And in that softening, the nervous system steadies, the heart steadies, the story steadies. Not because the world has changed, but because the beam knows itself as light. Stay here for a breath. Nothing is missing. Nothing is broken. Nothing is outside you. There is only the field, knowing itself through your eyes. Unified Field Transmission, Robin Walton. Stabilized, sovereign field interface beyond false narrative architecture.